If the power grid collapsed tomorrow morning, how many days could you survive on what's in your pantry right now? 3 days? A week? For most Americans, the honest answer is terrifying. But while you're watching this video, smart preppers across the country are quietly building pantries that could keep their families fed for months, even years. And they're not filling basement shelves with random cans and hoping for the best. In this video, I'm breaking down the 8 most critical survival foods that serious preppers are stockpiling right now. These aren't just foods that last a long time, they're strategic choices based on nutrition, versatility, and actual survival value. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to stock, how to store it, and why these specific foods could be the difference between thriving and just surviving when everything else goes dark. Welcome to Prep Pantry, where we turn uncertainty into preparedness. If you're serious about protecting your family's future, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss critical survival information. Now, let's dive into the foods that could save your life. Before we count down these 8 essential foods, you need to understand what makes something truly survival-worthy. Not every food belongs in a crisis pantry. The best survival foods share 4 critical traits that separate smart preparation from wasted money and shelf space. First, they need an extended shelf life. We're talking years, not months. When a disaster strikes, you can't rely on weekly grocery runs. Second, they must provide real nutritional density, essential proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals that keep your body functioning under stress. Third, versatility matters. The more ways you can use a food, the less menu fatigue you'll experience, and the more adaptable you become when resources are limited. And fourth, ease of storage and preparation. The best survival foods don't need refrigeration and can be prepared with minimal resources, sometimes just water. Keep these 4 criteria in mind as we explore each food, because understanding why something works is just as important as knowing what to stock. Let's start at number 8, freeze-dried meals. Once upon a time, freeze-dried meals were reserved for military rations and hardcore backpackers. But today, they've become a mainstream survival staple, and for good reason. Walk into any prepper storage room, and you'll likely see shelves lined with shiny Mylar pouches, promising everything from beef stroganoff to pasta primavera to hearty chili, all requiring nothing more than a cup of boiling water. So why are freeze-dried meals climbing the ranks of must-have survival foods? The shelf life is unmatched. We're talking 20 to 30 years if stored properly. Think about that. You could stash these away today and your grandchildren could eat them with complete confidence. That's not just convenient, it's revolutionary for long-term planning. But longevity isn't the only reason preppers love these meals. In a crisis situation, the ability to eat a warm, well-seasoned, and familiar meal is a massive morale booster. When everything around you is falling apart, sitting down to something that tastes good and feels normal can make all the difference psychologically. These meals offer variety that goes beyond the usual beans and rice monotony. They're also incredibly portable. Lightweight and compact, freeze-dried meals are perfect for bug-out bags and emergency kits. If you need to evacuate quickly, you can grab a week's worth of meals without weighing yourself down. And while they're not cost-effective enough for daily eating, they serve as a strategic backup, an insurance policy for when you need a quick, complete meal without thinking. Popular brands among the prepper community include Mountain House, Ready Wise, and Augustin Farms. The smart move is to buy in bulk before prices inevitably rise and store everything in a cool, dry place. Use freeze-dried meals as a supplement to your core pantry, especially for situations when you need something fast, comforting, and calorie-dense. Coming in at number 7, we have dried beans. Now, I know what you're thinking. Beans don't look exciting. They're not high-tech. They don't come in flashy packaging. But listen closely. Beans are a prepper's gold, and anyone serious about survival knows it. They're cheap, lightweight, and absolutely packed with the nutrients your body needs to survive and thrive. Properly stored in food-grade buckets with oxygen absorbers, dried beans can last up to 10 years. But shelf life is just the beginning. Beans are nutritional powerhouses, loaded with protein, fiber, complex carbohydrates, iron, and magnesium. Here's where it gets really interesting. When you pair beans with rice, you create a complete protein, all 9 essential amino acids your body needs. In a survival scenario, that combination could literally keep you alive indefinitely. The variety available is a huge advantage as well. Black beans, pinto beans, navy beans, kidney beans, lentils, chickpeas, mung beans. Each type offers different flavors and textures, which helps prevent that dreaded menu fatigue. And here's a bonus most people don't think about. Beans can be sprouted. In an emergency when fresh vegetables are impossible to find, sprouted beans provide vital nutrients and fresh greens that can prevent deficiency diseases. Buying beans in bulk is the smartest financial decision you can make for your survival pantry. Store them properly, rotate your stock to keep things fresh, and experiment with different types for variety. Before cooking, soak your beans to reduce cooking time and improve digestibility, a crucial consideration when fuel might be limited. Use them in soups, stews, salads, and casseroles. Master a few good bean recipes now and you'll thank yourself later. Number 6 might surprise some people, but it shouldn't. Powdered milk. Powdered milk is the quiet staple that every serious prepper keeps in their stockpile. While fresh milk spoils in days, powdered milk lasts for years and fills critical nutritional gaps that could otherwise compromise your health in a long-term crisis. Non-fat powdered milk can last anywhere from 2 to 20 years when vacuum sealed and stored in optimal conditions. That range depends on storage quality, but even on the conservative end, we're talking about years of shelf-stable nutrition. And the versatility is remarkable. You can use powdered milk for drinking, cooking, baking, and mixing into dozens of emergency recipes: pancakes, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, cream sauces, and more. The nutritional value alone makes powdered milk essential. It provides protein, calcium, vitamin D, potassium, and other nutrients that are difficult to obtain from typical survival foods. Growing children and pregnant women especially need these nutrients, making powdered milk non-negotiable if you're planning for family survival. Storage efficiency is another key benefit. 1 pound of powdered milk can reconstitute into over a gallon of liquid milk. That means you can store weeks or months worth of milk in the space that a few gallons of fresh milk would occupy. When every square foot of storage matters, that efficiency becomes critical. When choosing powdered milk, select non-fat dry milk for maximum longevity. If you prefer richer flavor and don't mind a shorter shelf life, whole milk powder is available. Consider adding powdered buttermilk and cheese powder to your stockpile for even more variety. Store everything in airtight containers in a cool, dry place, away from sunlight. Use powdered milk in recipes to boost both nutrition and flavor. You'll barely notice the difference from fresh in most cooked dishes. At number 5, we have canned soups and stews. These might not win any glamour awards, but canned soups and stews are absolute staples for survival situations. Why? Because they offer complete meals in a single can. Carbohydrates, protein, fats, vegetables, and seasonings all ready to eat. When you're exhausted, stressed, or resource limited, that convenience is invaluable. Most canned soups and stews last 3 to 5 years on the shelf, with some varieties lasting up to a decade if stored properly. The nutritional density is impressive. A single can of chili, for example, can pack 350 to 400 calories and 15 to 20 grams of protein. That's substantial fuel for your body when you're working hard to survive. But let's talk about something equally important: morale. Hot, familiar meals provide comfort and hope during the most stressful times. When the world outside is chaotic and uncertain, sitting down to a bowl of chicken noodle soup or beef stew can restore a sense of normalcy. Never underestimate the psychological component of survival. Depression and hopelessness can be as dangerous as hunger. Canned soups and stews are also easy to store and transport. Can stack efficiently, don't require refrigeration, and are rugged enough to throw in a bug-out bag without worry. They can be eaten cold straight from the can if necessary, though heating them obviously improves the experience. Stock a wide variety: beef stew, chicken noodle soup, chili, vegetable soup, minestrone, and more. Rotate your stock regularly and check expiration dates, though canned goods often remain safe well beyond their printed dates. And here's something important: don't worry about sodium content. In survival scenarios, salt actually helps with hydration and electrolyte balance. Your body needs it, especially if you're physically active or sweating.
Number 4 is a survival food that many people overlook, but it's been proven effective for literally thousands of years: honey. Honey has a legendary shelf life. Archaeologists have discovered jars of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs, over 3,000 years old, that were still perfectly edible. That's not an exaggeration or myth. Honey's unique chemical composition with low moisture and high acidity prevents bacterial growth indefinitely. As long as it's stored properly in a sealed container, honey will never spoil. Beyond its immortal shelf life, honey provides instant energy. Packed with simple sugars, it delivers quick, sustained fuel for your body. When you're exhausted from physical labor or need a rapid energy boost, a spoonful of honey works faster than almost anything else. But honey isn't just food, it's medicine. Natural antibacterial and antimicrobial properties make honey useful for wound care and fighting infections. In a grid-down scenario where antibiotics might be unavailable, honey can be applied to cuts, burns, and abrasions to promote healing and prevent infection. It's also a proven remedy for coughs and sore throats. The versatility is endless. Use honey as a sweetener in drinks and baked goods, spread it on bread, add it to recipes, pair it with grains and meats, and eat it straight as a standalone snack. It enhances flavor, provides calories, and even helps preserve other foods. For maximum health benefits, buy raw, unfiltered honey. Store it in sealed jars in a cool, dry place. If it crystallizes over time, don't panic, that's natural. Just warm it gently and it returns to liquid form.
Use honey in cooking, baking, hot tea, and as a natural remedy. Stock multiple jars. At the very least, you should have several pounds per person in your household. Coming in at number 3, we have canned meats. Spam, tuna, chicken, beef, and more. When fresh meat is no longer an option, canned meats become absolutely essential. They provide the critical protein and fat your body needs to maintain muscle mass, sustain energy, and recover from physical exertion. In a survival situation, protein deficiency can lead to weakness, immune system failure, and eventually death. Canned meats prevent that. Most canned meats last several years without refrigeration. Some varieties can remain safe and edible for 5 years or more. And here's the beautiful part. They're ready to eat right out of the can. No cooking required. Open it up and eat it cold, or add it to whatever you're preparing. That flexibility is crucial when fuel is limited or cooking isn't safe. The versatility of canned meats make them indispensable. Use them in salads, pasta dishes, rice bowls, soups, sandwiches, casseroles, and more. Tuna can go into pasta salad or be eaten with crackers. Chicken can be mixed with rice and vegetables. Spam can be fried, diced into fried rice, or eaten cold in slices. The options are nearly limitless. And let's not forget the morale factor again. Familiar foods boost spirits when times are tough. A can of chicken noodle soup made with real canned chicken tastes like home. A Spam sandwich might remind you of camping trips or childhood. These small comforts matter more than you might think. Stock a variety of canned meats to cover different nutritional needs and recipe applications. Tuna and salmon provide omega-3 fatty acids, chicken is lean and versatile, Spam and canned beef offer higher fat content for calorie density. Store everything in a cool, dry place and rotate your stock regularly to ensure freshness. When the grid goes down, you'll be grateful for every can. At number 2, we have instant rice and pasta. These foods might seem basic, but they're the foundation of any survival pantry. Instant rice and pasta are affordable, compact, and provide the carbohydrates your body needs for energy and endurance. When you're doing physical labor to survive, hauling water, chopping wood, fortifying shelter, you need fuel. Carbohydrates provide that fuel efficiently. Both instant rice and pasta are excellent sources of carbohydrates, which are your body's primary energy source. Properly stored in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers, they can last 5 years or more. Some preppers report even longer shelf life when storage conditions are ideal. The preparation is incredibly quick and simple. Most instant rice and pasta are ready in less than 10 minutes with just boiling water. That means minimal fuel consumption and fast meals when you're hungry and tired. In an emergency, speed and efficiency matter. The versatility is another major advantage. Pair rice or pasta with canned meats, soups, beans, or vegetables to create complete, balanced meals. Rice works in stir-fries, casseroles, soups, and as a side dish.
Pasta can be used in pasta salads, baked dishes, soups, and mixed with sauces. The options are nearly limitless. And let's not forget the morale factor again. Familiar foods boost spirits when times are tough. A can of chicken noodle soup made with real canned chicken tastes like home. A Spam sandwich might remind you of camping trips or childhood. These small comforts matter more than you might think. Stock a variety of rice and pasta in bulk and store them in food-grade buckets or airtight containers with oxygen absorbers. Use them as the base for nearly every meal. Master a few basic recipes that combine these staples with other pantry items, and you'll have a reliable rotation of filling, nutritious meals. And now, the number one survival food smart preppers are stockpiling: powdered eggs. Powdered eggs top this list for good reason. They combine exceptional protein content, impressive shelf life, and remarkable versatility into one lightweight, shelf-stable package. In long-term food security planning, powdered eggs are an absolute game changer. First, let's talk protein. Powdered eggs contain all 9 essential amino acids, making them a complete protein source. That's the same nutritional profile as fresh eggs, just without the refrigeration requirement. In a survival situation, getting complete protein is challenging. Powdered eggs solve that problem effortlessly. The shelf life is outstanding. When stored properly in sealed, airtight containers, powdered eggs last 5 to 10 years, or even longer. Some manufacturers claim up to 25 years under ideal conditions. That longevity makes them perfect for deep pantry storage and long-term emergency planning. Preparation couldn't be simpler. Just add water, mix, and you have scrambled eggs, omelets, or egg mixture for baking. The powder reconstitutes quickly and can be used immediately. No refrigeration needed, no spoilage risk, no waste. The versatility extends far beyond breakfast. Use powdered eggs in baked goods like bread, cakes, muffins, and pancakes. Add them to casseroles, soups, meatloaf, and pasta dishes to boost protein content. Mix them into sauces for richness and nutrition. You can even make French toast, quiches, and egg drop soup. The options are nearly endless. And unlike fresh eggs, powdered eggs require no refrigeration. In a grid-down scenario when your refrigerator is useless, powdered eggs remain perfectly safe and ready to use.
That makes them invaluable when other protein sources have spoiled or run out. Buy powdered eggs in sealed, airtight containers from reputable brands. Store them in a cool, dry place away from light and moisture. Rotate your stock and experiment with different recipes now while there's no pressure. Learn what you like and how to use them effectively. When an emergency hits, you'll already know how to turn that powder into nutritious, satisfying meals. Now that you know the 8 essential survival foods, let's talk about how to build and maintain your stockpile effectively. Storage conditions make or break your investment. Every survival food on this list lasts longest when stored in cool, dry, and dark locations. Heat, moisture, and light are the enemies of shelf life. Find the coolest spot in your home, ideally below 70 degrees Fahrenheit. A basement, closet, or interior room away from windows works well. Avoid garages and attics where temperatures fluctuate wildly. Use proper containers. Food-grade buckets with gamma seal lids are excellent for bulk storage. Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers provide an extra layer of protection against air and moisture. Mason jars work well for smaller quantities. Whatever you choose, make sure it's airtight and pest-proof. Rodents and insects can destroy months of preparation in a single night. Rotation is critical. Practice the first-in, first-out principle. When you buy new supplies, move older stock to the front and place new items in the back. Use and replace items before they expire. This prevents waste and ensures you're always eating from a fresh, viable stockpile. Set reminders to check expiration dates every 6 months. Labeling seems obvious, but it's often overlooked. Clearly mark every container with the contents, purchase date, and expiration date. When you're stressed or in a hurry, you don't want to waste time guessing what's in which bucket. Clear labels save time and reduce mistakes. But survival isn't just about calories. It's about maintaining health and morale over the long term. Stock a variety of foods to prevent menu fatigue and ensure balanced nutrition. Eating the same thing every day is demoralizing and nutritionally limiting. Variety keeps spirits up and bodies healthy. Include comfort foods and familiar flavors. A little bit of normalcy goes a long way during tough times. If your family loves spaghetti, stock plenty of pasta and sauce. If someone has a sweet tooth, make sure you have honey, sugar, or dried fruits. These small luxuries provide psychological relief when everything else is hard. Choose foods that work in multiple recipes. The more versatile your pantry, the easier it is to adapt to changing circumstances and limited resources. Rice, beans, and canned meats can combine into dozens of different meals. Powdered eggs and milk expand your cooking options exponentially. Think flexibility. If possible, supplement your pantry with fresh nutrition. Learn to sprout beans and seeds for fresh greens. Grow microgreens indoors on a windowsill. Even in a grid-down situation, these techniques provide fresh vegetables and crucial vitamins. Add canned or dehydrated fruits and vegetables to your stockpile for vitamin C, fiber, and variety. Start small if you need to, but start now. You don't have to build a year's supply overnight. Begin with a 2-week supply, then expand to a month, then 3 months, and so on. Every can of soup, every bag of rice, every jar of honey moves you closer to true food security. The world is unpredictable. Natural disasters, economic collapses, supply chain disruptions, pandemics, any of these can strike without warning. But your food supply doesn't have to be unpredictable. By intentionally stockpiling these 8 survival foods, freeze-dried meals, dried beans, powdered milk, canned soups and stews, honey, canned meats, instant rice and pasta, and powdered eggs, you build a pantry that's resilient, nutritious, and versatile enough to handle any crisis. Preparedness isn't about fear or paranoia. It's about peace of mind. It's about knowing that no matter what happens outside your door, you can feed your family. It's about taking control in an uncertain world. With the right foods on hand, you'll be ready for any emergency, big or small. These 8 foods, freeze-dried meals, dried beans, powdered milk, canned soups and stews, honey, canned meats, instant rice and pasta, and powdered eggs, form the backbone of a survival pantry that can sustain your family through any crisis. Master these fundamentals, store them properly, and learn to use them now while there's no pressure. If this video opened your eyes to what real preparedness looks like, smash that like button and subscribe to Prep Pantry for more survival strategies and practical emergency planning. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of these 8 foods are you stockpiling first? And if you want me to break down storage techniques, recipe ideas, or other survival topics, let me know. Your suggestions shape future content. Remember, the best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Don't wait for disaster to force your hand. Take action today. Build your pantry one item at a time. Protect your family's future while you still can. Stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next video.